That's a song that was counting dead Indians back on the trails when they would kill Indians.
See all these little kids in uniform, and we'd be wondering how come they're like that. We weren't dressed like that, but these little kids were.
I remember being younger, growing up on the reservation, and being told, don't trust white people, don't listen to them. You never told why.
The government schools are constantly being built and hospitals added. We bring them in, clean them up, and start them on their way to civilization.
I would ask social services and human services audience, how many people know about residential boarding schools? How many people here do? This never makes it into the history books. This is never talked about.
Why did those schools get started, and who started them, and what was the rationale behind it?
And the first general policy was the only good Indian was a dead Indian, that we needed to be killed, exterminated, eradicated. Once they realized that's a little bit more difficult to do, is to have mass genocide of a population, the policies changed from killing to killing the Indian and saving the man. There's a General Pratt who was well famous and documented for using those words to kill the Indian and save the man, and that we are subhuman and that our ways are savage and we need to be civilized. Well, in the governments in Canada and the United States followed that policy up until the 1980s in one form or another.
There is a boarding school far, far away where we get mush and milk 3 times a day. Oh, how the huskies run when they hear their dinner bell. Oh, how the huskies run 3 times a day. Like I say, I went to the mush hall when I was 4 years old. I was there for 9 years. And once in a while we'd come home in summertime, but not all the time. When the counselors came and told my dad that he couldn't raise us properly, we were at the mush hole 1 week and our heads were full of bugs.
Well, there's a lot of sad times, but I mean, like, I didn't get like angry and have any resentment until after I got out, because I didn't know, like, from 5.5 to 16, they just thought it was just like a normal upbringing, like to not have no parents and stuff like that. So that's and after I got out, and then they thought, well, this is the way they were supposed to be treating us.
I think my mother couldn't take care of us because our father was into alcohol. Me and my sister, we started there in 1945. I was 5 years old at the time.
We had all our hair cut off. We were made baldies. We were really bald. And that wasn't a very good feeling to have. And they used to call us mush hole baldies. That's what the kids on the reserve used to call us.
Well, we can go in now. I mean, this is going to take like all day, eh? Jeez.
We were taken to the hospital to get checked out for nits and whatever, I guess that was, you know. Well, they checked us out, you know. Then they split us. The school was split in age group and by the boys and girls. Boys were on one side, the girls were on one side. And they went from the lower age up to high school level.
My mom was going to walk out here and go out this door. And at 5.5, my sister tells me that I grabbed my mom's leg, and you know, of course we were all just crying. The whole 4 of us were just crying, like, you know, because my mom was going to leave us here. So I grabbed my mom's leg and well, crying and that, and just kind of like hollering like, "Ma, don't leave me," like, you know. So, but anyway, like while that was going on, like the supervisor came over and just kind of grabbed me and took me off my mom's leg, and then my mom just walked out, and I never seen her for those 10 years that I was here. She never come to see me once. I don't know why.
He took my brother away to where he was supposed to stay, and my sister, she just went on her own. I was with most of the 4 and 5-year-olds. We didn't go to school because we were too young.
Yet, through the agencies of the government, they are being rapidly brought from their state of comparative savagery and barbarism to one of civilization.
When we used our language, at that young age too, we were just learning. So they used to wash our mouth out with soap. They would take the whole bunch of us and march us to the shower, coal shower, and they'd throw us in there and beat us along the way. And that was a routine thing, I guess, I don't know. But that taught us,
They'd throw us in this dark press room where they kept all our Sunday go-to-meeting clothes, and they'd throw Rosemary and I in there and tell us the rats were going to get us. But I didn't know then why I was being thrown in there, and I used to wonder, what did I do? And I would cry, and Rosemary would cry, and we cried and cried for hours in there, not knowing why we were in there. And they'd take us out. And when I did get to learn a little bit of English, I knew then they were throwing us in there because we wouldn't speak English. And I must have been stubborn right from the day I was born, because I thought to myself, I'll never speak English either. You want me to speak English? I won't speak English. So I didn't speak at all for 2 whole years, because I figured if I spoke Indian, I'd get a licking. And if I spoke English, then it would be against everything that I stood for. And so I didn't speak at all.
But today they all speak English, and some have taken business courses, home economics, and other higher training.
Took us into another room down there, and maybe down in the playroom, we took all our clothes off and we put the clothes of the school on. Yeah, and they give us a number. So my number was like 48, and my brother was 36.
My family was the state-run institute, and the nickname for the Thomas Indian School is Salem. And Salem was derived from asylum. And you know what an asylum is? It's for crazy people. So we were thought of as being crazy, I guess.
They were just considered bad people, bad children, but they weren't bad children, okay? They were placed there for so many different reasons, but not because of any kind of delinquency on their part.